Good morning, boot campers. This is Susan LaBelle, and I wanted to just talk on the topic of practice partner calls. At the Miller training last weekend, we had a great, lively conversation about how to utilize these in your team. And Shane and I have used them since the topic was introduced a little over a year ago and had quite a lot of success with starting, coaches off with success using the practice partner calls. And how we've done that is we've really set up practice partner calls on the front end. For those of you that watched Ashley Miller's video on how to, approach a pre-coach, during your celebration call, you get that yes, that they want to hear more. Well, from there, we always set up a time. We don't just keep going once they say yes. We find out a good time for us to connect and basically do an interview. And we, in that interview, are asking a set of questions to find out, what they're looking for, what does Take Shape for Life, have that we can offer them. And we're also asking them the question, who in your life would you love to share this with? And, who in your life is looking to, has some health goals that you might be able to reach out and help them. So I'm asking those questions on the front end of that interview. And I always find that people are very open, have a lot of people on their heart that they know needs to get healthy. So I'm writing those names down. And then as we proceed through the interview and I'm able to, share a little bit more about Take Shape and the compensation plan. And towards the end, we always want to give those, pre-coaches what the next steps are. And you always want to be giving the next step. And really the next step, if, you've answered all their questions and they're excited to get started is, I get them connected to a new coach orientation. And there's one every Tuesday and one every Saturday. And we go ahead and register them for that. And then we set up a time for practice partner calls. And really, we have no, we get no pushback from people on setting up those calls because we've set it up on the front end of they've already thought of a bunch of people that they want to get healthy. So I'm able to say, hey, you talked about your coworker or, you'd said how your neighbor has been asking you about your success. Let's give them a call. And, we set up a time frame that works for me and for them. And, in one point before I continue on is, I make sure that they do order their kit before I'm taking the time for practice partner calls. We want them, in the game. So I will guide them on how to order their career kit. And then we set up practice partner calls usually within those next 48 hours from that interview and them ordering that kit. And really, here's a tip I can give you is, ask people on the front end who they want to get healthy. And so you have that list. It takes the pressure. Then there's no fear when they say yes and they're like, now I can't think of anybody, because they can always think of people in the beginning. And so I use that list, and those are the people we usually approach right out of the gate. And do the practice partner calls with. And number 2, you have to give them the tools on how to invite people onto a practice partner call. If you say, we're going to set a practice partner calls and go do it, and then don't give them the verbiage, they're not going to do because they don't know really what to do. So I go through that list. Let's say it's 3 people and one of them is somebody that had commented about their weight loss. I say, let's practice. So here's what you're going to do. You're going to call your coworker up and say, hi, Lindsay. I am so excited to share with you. You had commented about my 30 pounds of weight loss. And yeah, I've done so well that they've actually asked me to become a health coach, and I'm getting started and I'm excited to share what I've done. And because you've asked and you wanted to know some more, I'd love to set up some time with you and my health coach as I'm learning. It's part of my training to set up a few of these calls, and I was wondering if you'd do me a favor and be one of those calls for me. They're probably going to say yes, right? So I'm giving them, and then I practice with my new coach on how to invite people onto a practice partner call. Now, if it's somebody that let's say it's a coach that hasn't had a weight loss story, but they want to set up practice partner calls, I tell them, call those people that are on your heart and say, hi, Aunt Shirley. I just wanted to check in. I wanted you to know that, I've always been into health and fitness and had a desire to, help people. And because of that, I found this great program. I've seen a lot of people have amazing success on this health program. And I'm excited because this is something that really resonates with me, and I want to be involved. So I'm in training to become a health coach. And part of my training is to share what I do and share their program, and was wondering if you'd do me a favor and be one of those calls for me. So you see, I'm helping them with how to invite. We actually go through the 3 people they're going to invite, who they are, and how to invite them best. And so I'm setting them up for success on the front end. So hopefully that kind of helps. And we set up a time to talk together. They call me a few minutes before each call and give me the framework for the call. Is this person really highly interested? Are they just doing you a favor? Is it somebody that has already asked? And if that's the case, we continue through that practice partner call as if it's just a 3-way call, and we're asking the questions, sharing the program, so seeing if it's a match for them. And if they're interested, I would ask permission to continue to share the program, and I will go as far as even collecting all their information, their credit card and their shipping information, and helping our new coach have a first client right out of the gate. So I'm excited just to give you a few little tips to not be scared to do it, but set your coaches up for success, and help them with how to do it. And then if you are really comfortable with your client acquisition or your pre-client calls, that's going to prevent you from really encouraging your new coaches to set up pre-client calls. So I'd encourage you, it doesn't matter how long you've been a coach, but if you're not comfortable with your delivery, connect to your business coach and say, hey, I'd like you to listen in on me these next couple calls, and just because I want to improve. I want to be, you got to step up and say, I want to master my craft. And we're always learning and we're always growing. And at any point in your journey, you can reach up and ask for help. And it never hurts to have a second set of ears listening in to help guide you, because we can always tweak things a little bit and do better. And so hopefully that's helpful, and you guys are all out enjoying your summer, and thank you so much for your time, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.